let you guys know something. You should be generating income while you are asleep. Good morning. Yes, you should. We're building wealth. We can't do that if every time we have to make money as if we're active, meaning we're actively working for it. At some point, you're going to want to take a vacation. At some point, you're going to want to spend time with your family. At some point, you're going to want to do self-care. If you are not making money even when you are asleep, we're not going to be able to build wealth. So we got to fix that today, okay? We got to fix it today. Not tomorrow, not Monday, today. Something else I want you ladies to understand is this. Good morning. You should be making money while you are on these apps. Yes, you should. A lot of you guys are on these apps for hours. It's damn near your part-time job, but you're not getting paid. All you do is scroll, watch, wish, pray, and manifest. If you are not getting paid to be on these apps, that's a serious problem. There's too much money out here to not be making money. When you go live, when you post your content, you should be generating income. If you are not doing that, good morning, that is a serious problem that we have to fix today, not tomorrow, not next week, not 2027. It has to be fixed today, okay? Listen to me. You only need just one digital product in your store. See, a lot of y'all are confused. You keep working on ebook after ebook after ebook, but you only need one. And that one product that you choose to create and sell will literally change your entire life. How do I know that? Because my digital product business changed mine. You guys, when I first started my business 6 years ago, I lost 100 pounds. And on my weight loss journey, I learned how to eat right, I learned how to exercise, and I fixed my mindset. And I put all of that in an ebook. And I started selling that ebook to other people who also wanted to learn how to lose weight. And I sold it on YouTube. So anything, and I mean anything that you want to sell, you can and you should be selling. But the real problem with you is you live in fear. Good morning. You're scary as hell. On my life, fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what you've been doing. You have been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea for years and decades because you're so fearful of looking stupid. You're so fearful of failing. You're so fearful of people talking about you. And all of this fear that you refuse to let go of is stealing your dream life from you. Yes, it is. Because you've already done the vision board. You already know what kind of car you want to drive. You already know what side of town you want to live on. You already know what kind of vacations you want, and you already know how much money you want to leave your children. But every single day that you don't start the business, every single day that you don't sell your products is another day that you could have been living that dream life. But year after year, fear steals it from you. We got to fix it today. Good morning. Now, for those of you guys who have never seen my face before, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. This morning, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create and sell your digital product from scratch. We're going to be building your online business, but most importantly, we're going to be building yourself. Ladies, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you are the reason why the business isn't businessing. It's you. We're the common denominator in our own life. We need to stop pointing the blame. You are the reason it's not getting done. You are getting in your own way. You and your lack of consistency. You and your lack of discipline. You and your lack of confidence. You and your lack of boundaries. You not prioritizing yourself and your goals in your own life. And if we do not fix you, it doesn't matter how many business ideas you have. It's still not going to get done. Some of y'all have already bought all the courses. You have spent about $10,000 on courses. Ain't did shit with it yet because you don't know how to stay consistent. It's you. We got to fix you. Okay? I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of information this morning. Good morning. It'd be in your best interest to take notes. If I know anything about you, you are human, which means you are bound to forget because you always do. Life, and stresses, right? It's normal to forget. But if you write the shit down, anything that I do say that you happen to forget, you can refer back to your notes and get it done. The key word of this live, ladies, is going to be execution. You are gonna hear me say this word 1,010,000 times because I need it to stick in your pretty head. Psychology has proven the more we hear something, the more it sticks. I need you to not only take notes, you have to execute, which is what most of you guys are not doing because you're spending too much time on social media. Okay, so we have got to execute so that it actually gets done. Okay. If I say anything this morning that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen. Also be sure to like, comment, and share the live. YouTube and TikTok, the more we interact with this live, the more YouTube and TikTok will push this live to more people. Good morning. And believe it or not, there are a lot of women who are fed up of their own BS. They're tired of starting and stopping too. They're tired of not making themselves a priority in their own life too. They're tired of lacking confidence too. Okay, so if this live found you, let's allow this live to find others so they can start their online business. If you have your pen and paper in hand and you are ready for class to begin, go ahead and put ready in the chat, because if you are ready to learn, I am ready to teach. Good morning, good morning. I need somebody to put ready in the chat or we will not be moving forward. Also, make sure you guys follow me so you don't lose me. They do steal my videos and they make fake accounts and then they turn around and message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets. Don't do it, y'all. Thank you, love, because they are coming to get you. So make sure you follow me, okay? So what is a digital product? Good morning, and how will we be building our online business? TikTok #1, start double tapping the screen. I see you ladies here, but we're at 0 likes. Make it make sense. A digital product is something you do not have physical possession of. So think of a movie on Netflix. Think of a song on your Apple Music or Spotify. You don't physically have it in your possession, right? It's all out in the cloud somewhere. You are going to create something to sell. And please do not overthink. Stop. Some of y'all overthink for days and it doesn't get anywhere. Stop. There is something that you already know how to do. And whatever that is, whatever you're good at, that's what you should be selling. The problem is a lot of you guys want to resell courses. You want to resell those e-courses with master resale rates. But the reason why you're struggling to sell that is because you have no interest in it at all. So it feels awkward, it feels cringy. But if you just sold something that you actually had a passion for, it would be easy for you to sell it, okay? So just think about what you already know. I told you guys when I first started, I lost 100 pounds. So I sold my knowledge on weight loss. I learned how to eat, I learned how to exercise, and I sold that. Maybe you're a really good parent. You can make an ebook teaching other people how to be good parents. Like whatever you want to do. And it doesn't have to be an ebook. You could do an e-course. You could do workbooks and journals, affirmation guides. It doesn't matter. Just sell it, okay? The possibilities are endless. Good morning. Now I'm going to give you guys 2 apps. And these apps will change your life if and only if you actually use them. So not only are you going to download it, but you're going to use it. Okay, if you're ready for app #1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. Good morning. And while I wait for some ones, ladies, let me ask you, when was the last time you prioritized yourself in your own life? Some of y'all don't even know. Out of 24 hours in the day, you don't even set aside 20 minutes for you and your goals. And then you have the audacity to be confused as to why things aren't working. Well, things aren't working because you never put yourself first. Things aren't working because you're always doing for everybody else. But at some point, you are gonna have to do for yourself. Or you can continue to live day by day, watching from the sidelines, hoping, wishing, praying, and manifesting, and not actually getting it done. The choice is always yours. It does not make you a bad person because you want to do something for yourself. You are going to have to make yourself a priority in your own life. That's the only way any of this is going to work. Okay? All right. Good morning. App #1 is Canva. Write it down. Good morning. Good morning. App #1 is Canva. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, my name is Coach Jazz, and we are building our online business. You will be using Canva for everything. So maybe you do want to create content. Canva has thousands of Instagram Reel templates on there for you to use. Maybe you do want to start a YouTube channel. I tell you guys every morning, start your channel. Canva has thousands of YouTube thumbnails on there. And the thumbnails, you guys, if you're not familiar, are just those pictures that you see before you actually click on the video. This is what draws people's attention to your videos in the first place, the thumbnails. And they're very easy to make. All the creators are getting them off of YouTube, including myself. And maybe you do want to create an ebook. That's what I'm going to teach you how to make this morning. But you want it to look all professional. Canva has thousands of ebook templates on there. Okay, you can brand it, you can customize it, whatever you want to do, Canva is the go-to. All right. Now, before we even get into app number 2, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who's living in fear. What did we say earlier? Good morning. Fear stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what she's about to do right now. She's saying things to herself like, Jazz, I would love to start an online business, but I'm not tech savvy. What if it's too late for me? What if I'm too old for an online business? Good morning. Okay. Well, before you run away from your brilliant idea, like you always do, just listen to me very closely. You woke up this morning, okay? That's a blessing. Every day that you are blessed with another day means you were given another day to another opportunity to work on your goals and your dreams. So use it. Until you are 6 feet under, it is not too late. Number 2, you are very tech savvy. Let's just stop the crap, okay? Because you are on social media all day. From the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, every single day. You are liking, commenting, sharing, archiving. That takes tech savviness, true or false? So you will use the same tech savviness that you already have and build your online business. And number 3. For those of you guys who think you're too old, what did we say? We said we were going to monetize our knowledge. For those of you guys who are older, you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of wisdom. So that means you have a lot of things that you could be selling. So get to selling. Okay? I don't want to hear it. We don't do excuses over here. It is not too late. If you are ready for app number 2, put a 2 in the chat, and do not forget the keyword of this live is execution. So not only are we going to talk about it, not only are we going to take notes, but we're actually going to do it. Let me tell you this. You can tune into all of the lives that you want because some of y'all are habitual live watchers and you have convinced yourself that if you just watch more lives and that means you're being productive. No, productivity is actually doing the thing that you said you wanted to do. When you're just watching, that's just you trying to stay busy, but that's not getting you anywhere. So you can watch more YouTube videos, go right on ahead and spend 10 more hours. But if you do not execute any of the things that you learned, you are literally wasting your time. I can't make this up. App number 2, good morning, ChatGPT. Write it down. This is AI. App number 2 is ChatGPT, and you will be using this for everything. You and Chat are going to be locked in. Good morning. So maybe you do want to create content, but you just don't know what kind of videos to make. Fine. ChatGPT will tell you. Maybe you do want to make have a YouTube channel, right? But you're a little camera shy. You just don't know what to say. You feel a little awkward. Fine. ChatGPT will script the entire video for you. Now all you got to do is say the words. And maybe you do want to sell an ebook, and that's what I'm going to teach you guys how to make this morning, but you just don't know what to put in the book. What if I told you that ChatGPT will write the entire book for you from beginning to end in under 30 seconds? Ladies, it has never been easier than today to start your online business. But again, the problem is you. You keep telling yourself what you're not good at, what's not gonna work. It is very easy to get this started. You just gotta do it. okay? So I gave you Canva and I gave you chat. Now we're gonna put it together and actually write it. If you are ready for prompt number 1, go ahead and put ready in the chat. If you are not taking notes, you are doing yourself a disservice because I'm about to give you prompt number 1. How can we execute if we don't even know what we're doing? Because I know you're gonna forget, you always do. And make sure you guys follow me so you do not lose me, because they do steal my videos. They do make fake accounts and they're gonna turn around and message you. So do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets, okay? Prompt number 1, you're gonna open up ChatGPT, write this down. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Y'all better get to writing. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. If you've got that, go ahead and put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Remember, closed mouths don't get fed. How can we execute if we don't know what we're doing? And don't you dare wait 10 minutes into the live and ask me to repeat prompt number 1, because the answer is no. Because you could have had it repeated now, but you chose not to, which just lets me know that you don't really care, and you don't have to. But if you don't care, then why the hell should I? Make it make sense. Let me know you got that. You are here, you are present, you are taking notes. Also, if I'm saying anything at all that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen. Yes, I can repeat it. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. That was prompt number 1. Y'all got that? I see lots of ladies on YouTube and TikTok number 1 and TikTok number 2, and only one person said got that. The math ain't math. And make it make sense. Let me know that you are writing it down. The more we interact with these lives, ladies, the more these lives will get pushed to more people. And believe it or not, a lot of women want to start online businesses too, but they don't realize that they're getting in their own way. They haven't figured that part out yet. We gotta help them, okay? Very good, thank you. You're gonna hit enter. Now, before we move into prompt number 2, I need you guys to write this word down. This says consistent. I need you to write it down, and then I need you to underline it. And then I need you to circle it 50,000 times, because today, in this moment, we are going to lock in on the true definition of this word, because a lot of y'all are very confused. So I'm gonna go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think consistent means once in a while. If you have time, if you're not too busy. No. Mm-mm. Consistent means more often than not. So, if there are 7 days in a week, I need you to be working on your business at least 4 out of the 7 days. Whether you want to spend 20 minutes or 5 hours, I don't give a damn. But I need you to be spending at least 4 out of the 7 days working on the business. We have to be consistent. Ladies, anything that you want in life, the results that you want are going to require you to be consistent. If you work 40 hours or more, doesn't that mean that you consistently go to work so you can consistently get a paycheck? Yes. So why would your business or your weight loss goals, whatever it is, why would that be any different? It is not. And do not tell me that you cannot be consistent, because you are more than capable, because you are consistently on these apps. You just make the choice every day to not put yourself first in your own life at all. Good morning. We have got to be consistent. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, let's make consistency easy, okay? Because life is hard enough. right? Life is life and stress is stressing and the bills is piling up. So let's make consistency easy so that we can actually get the results that we want for once. Okay? Let me tell you this. It is so much easier to be consistent when you do things that you truly enjoy doing. Okay? I want you to go through that list that ChatGPT gave you and only pick ideas that you truly like. I want you to ask yourself, what is something that I would love to talk about all day, every day, if I could? And whatever that is, that's what your business needs to be. Because when you enjoy what you're doing, it doesn't feel like work. And when things don't feel like work, you're more likely to do it because now you have something to look forward to. The reason why a lot of us struggle with depression and anxiety is because in the full 24 hours of our day, we have not put anything in our day that's just for us that makes us happy. Let's just be real. You go to work for 8 hours. Some of y'all go to work for 12 hours. Thank you. You come home, you take care of your family, and then you go to bed. At what point in that day was there anything for you? There wasn't. And that's the problem. But when you pencil in things for you that you truly enjoy doing, now you look forward to doing it. Now you have this energy. You're genuinely happy because now you have things in your day that you actually like. And the best part about it is you get paid to do it. So please do yourself a favor and only pick things that you truly love. The reason why a lot of you guys struggle with reselling these courses that y'all buy is because it's not even something that you really care about. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. You don't even care about what you're selling. You just heard you could make $100,000 in 2 hours. So you ran with it. And now you're struggling to sell it because you don't even like it. Please only choose things that you truly enjoy so that it's easy for you to be consistent and now you actually get the results that you want. Okay? Now, I want you to write this down. This is critical. If you don't remember nothing else I say on this live, you better remember this. Money flows where energy goes. Don't you ever forget that. Write that down. Money flows where energy goes. Money flows where energy goes. If you're anything like who I used to be, you are giving all of your energy away to any and everybody. You have literally become an energy vending machine. And half of these people that you're giving all of this energy to are grown-ass adults, and they are not even reciprocating it back to you. You are giving all of your energy to your husband, your boyfriend, your sneaky link. You're giving all of your energy to your children. You are giving all of your energy to your aging parents. You are giving all of your energy to your friends. You are giving all of your energy to your job and your coworkers. You are giving all of your energy to celebrity gossip. You are giving all of your energy to social media. And by the time you sit down to focus on something for yourself, you can't because you don't have any energy left because you gave it all away. Now, you feel frustrated, you feel resentful, you feel depressed, you feel anxious because you keep giving away all of your energy. And now you don't have any energy to do something for you. So, starting today, we're going to stop that. It does not make you a bad wife because you want to work on a business. It does not make you a bad parent because you want to do something for yourself for once. It does not make you a bad friend because you don't want to sit there and listen to her problems. It makes you human. You matter too. Your happiness is important too. So, you are going to start telling people no. The answer is no. And no is a complete sentence. It does not need to be explained. No, I cannot loan you any money. This is money I could be using for my business. No, I cannot give you any rides. That is time I could be spending for my business. No, I do not want to sit here and listen to you talk about your problems. Shit, I gotta fix my own. The answer is no. The problem with you is you are trying to pour from an empty cup. Your cup has been empty for years. The only way that you can efficiently pour into others is if your cup is in overflow. And for most of you, it is not. It hasn't been in a very long time. So in order to fill your cup up, you're gonna have to start telling people no and making yourself a priority. Because when you start telling people no, you start telling yourself yes. And now you have the energy to do the things that you want to do for your life because you're starting to put yourself first. And let's be clear, the people who are not reciprocating, that's why you feel the way you feel. If someone was genuinely reciprocating energy back to you, you wouldn't feel drained. You wouldn't feel frustrated and you wouldn't feel resentful because it would be equal levels of reciprocity. You give, they take, they give, you take. But you're the only one giving. So those are the people we're talking about. Okay? Money flows where energy goes. Don't you ever forget that. If you're ready for prompt number 2, put a 2 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business, and most importantly, we're building ourselves. Ladies, you're getting in your own way. Your lack of consistency and discipline. Let me ask you, for those of you guys who are struggling with lack of confidence, the reason why you're confident, the reason why you lack confidence, the reason why you're insecure is because you never keep the promises that you make to yourself. If you told yourself you were going to start a business, well then damn it, it's time to start the business. If you told yourself you were going to create content, then create the content. If you told yourself that you were going to lose weight, then lose the weight. Every single time that you promise yourself you're going to do something and then you don't, you are slowly destroying your confidence. Because now you don't trust yourself. Because deep down inside, you know that you never followed through with what you said you were going to do. So that's why you lack self-trust, which is why you lack confidence. The reason why a lot of you guys struggle with posting your content is because you care too much about what other people think. But the reason why you care what other people think is because you don't think highly of yourself. Because if you did, you wouldn't care what other people thought about you because you know what you think about you. We got to fix that. Okay? Once you choose the digital product idea you want to use, you will type this into chat. Prompt number 2, write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Good morning. If you've got that, put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Also, you guys, make sure you follow me so you don't lose me. YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Listen, people steal my content and then they make fake accounts and then they turn around and message you, okay? Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets. Thank you, Don, because they're coming for you. So do not do it. Also, if I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen. Welcome, I'm glad to have you. Happy Tuesday. You're gonna hit enter. Now, this is what I mean by it has never been easier than today to build your online business because ChatGPT literally wrote the ebook for you. Yes, write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook. Thank you, Daily, that helps people solve this problem, okay? You're gonna hit enter. ChatGPT wrote it for you. It wrote it for you. See, a lot of you guys overthink. I'm chuckling because this is why I keep saying you get in your own way. And it needs to stop because there's too much money out here. You're just leaving it on the table. You're just letting other people grab it. Now all you have to do is copy and paste. That's it. You will copy what ChatGPT gave you and paste it into Canva, okay? So open the Canva app. In the search, type in ebooks, hit enter. It's gonna give you thousands of templates. Pick your most favorite one. And they're all 1000% customizable, meaning you can change the colors, the fonts, and the pictures. You will copy and paste. Now, my ladies who are overthinkers, and you know who you are. You overthink from the time you wake up, thank you, Don, to the time you go to bed. I'm talking to you. Write this word down. This says KISS, K-I-S-S. It's an acronym that stands for Keep It Simple, Silly. Keep it simple, silly. Stop overthinking, because it's not getting you anywhere. Just make sure your ebook looks clean, simple, and legible. That's it. Clean, simple, legible. Okay? You will copy and paste. Once you are done copying and pasting and you love the way your ebook looks, you will download it as a PDF file. Okay? Y'all better be taking notes. When you have downloaded it as a PDF file, you will upload it to your hosting site. Write these down. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, and Shopify. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify. These are some of the most popular hosting sites. Yes, there are plenty more. These are some of the most popular ones. And your product only needs to be on one of these, not all 5, okay? If you've got all of that, go ahead and forgot that in the chat. You better get to writing. Let's go, let's go, let's go. She said, where am I creating the ebook? You're creating it on ChatGPT, and you're going to copy and paste what ChatGPT wrote you into your Canva template, okay? You will copy and paste it. And do not overthink it. Do not overthink it. Let me know you guys are with me. You are present. Put got that in the chat while I wait for more got that's, because I see you, so I need to hear you. I need to know you got that. Now, while I wait for some got that's, let me tell you this, ladies. Let's be brutally honest here. A lot of you guys are stuck in this loop of watching, and you have convinced yourself that watching is what you need to do to actually get the results that you want. No, watching just wastes more of your precious time. In order for you to get the results that you actually want, you have to actually do the thing that you got to do in order to get the results that you want. So, in order to have an online business, you actually have to build the business. You cannot build a business by watching more and more TikTok lives. You cannot build a business by watching more and more YouTube videos. You're just wasting your time. You have to do it. You got to do it. But again, some of y'all have convinced yourself that if you just watch more lives, that you're doing something. The only thing you're doing is wasting your precious time. I'm just being real. Can I apply when I am in macadamia? Anywhere you have internet, absolutely. Anywhere you have internet, you can start your online business, absolutely, okay? Now, y'all got all these, very good. Now, let's talk about these hosting sites. I use Stan Store, I love Stan. Stan is great, but Stan is very expensive. Stan is $99 a month, okay? That is very high if your business is not making that yet. If you are brand new to online business and you haven't started making money yet, Stan Store is not for you, so don't start there. Instead, I want you to start on Gumroad, because Gumroad only charges you a percentage when you make a sale, okay? They charge you 10% for every sale, so until you make money, you don't have to spend it. That's a great place to start. Now, what I know about you is this. You are going to make money. How do I know that? Because you're taking notes, you're asking questions, and most importantly, you said you were going to execute. So you're going to actually do it. So when you do start generating income, then later, I want you to transfer everything that you have over to Stan Store. because Stand Store has a lot of features that will help you expand your business, like Afterpay and Klarna. Let me tell you what's going on in the world of finance, ladies. Listen to me. Listen to me. People today love buy now, pay later. Shopify is $45 a month. People love buy now, pay later. So Afterpay, Klarna, Sezzle, Affirm, QuadPay, there's so many these days. And if you have a buy now, pay later option on your site, I promise you, you will make more. Yes, you will. And listen, it's not just poor people using after buy now, pay later options. No, it's not. Six-figure earners are using it too. People are using buy now, pay later more than they're using credit cards. So if you have a buy now, pay later on your site, I promise you, you will make more. But for now, you will start with what you have. You will start on Gumroad, you will build your business, and then you will transfer everything over later, okay? So what we just did was we just made the ebook. We took Canva, we took ChatGPT, we put it together, we made it, and then we uploaded it to our hosting site. Now we have to sell it. We gotta sell it. I'm gonna teach you how to sell, but I gotta be honest with you. Sales is 80% of the business. That is more than half, okay? So if we do not get this right, sales, there won't be a business. There will not be one. But before we get into sales, I need to make something crystal clear to you. We gotta have a discussion. That process of copying and pasting and making that ebook should not take you longer than 2 hours. Honestly, it shouldn't take you longer than 1, but I'm gonna give you some grace, and I'm gonna give you 2. And I don't care how old you are. On my live, age ain't nothing but a number. I don't give a damn. Because what you're not gonna do is try to convince me that it takes longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words. No, it does not. No, it doesn't. Because you copy and paste links to reels all day, every day in the group chats. So I know you know how to copy and paste. If it is taking you longer than 2 hours to make this ebook, we got a problem. One of the problems that you might be struggling with, and I used to be guilty of this too, this is how I know, you want to be a perfectionist, right? So that means everything about you just must be perfect or it's not right. You are the woman who's going to waste 6 months of her life overthinking her $1 million idea, overthinking her brilliant idea. Then when you do decide to get started, you're going to take things out, put things back, get frustrated and irritated because it's still not perfect, and then give up on it again. Then you're gonna let 3 more months go by that you do not get back just to overthink your greatness some more. And then when you do decide to get started yet again, this time you are gonna go ask 20 people what they think you should do with your business. And the crazy thing is, these people that you're asking, they're not even business owners. These aren't even people you would trade lives with. But for some reason, you care so much about what people think of you. And then when they do give you their opinion, you listen. And you care. Next thing you know, a whole year has gone by. And you ain't did shit but waste your precious, valuable time that you will never get back. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Listen, I've been there. I know. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but sometimes that's just what I do best. And I'm going to tell you the truth, okay? And I'm going to hold your hand very tightly when I say this to you. I'm saying this out of love, but ma'am, you are not perfect at all. You're not. I am not perfect at all. Nobody is perfect at all. What you really are is scary. You are still living in fear. And what do we say fear on this live stands for? Is fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing. You have been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea, because you're so fearful of failing. You're so fearful of looking stupid. You're so fearful of people talking about you. And all of this fear that you refuse to let go of is stealing your dream life from you. You've already done the vision board. You've already tried to manifest. You know what side of town you want to live on. You already know. You know what kind of car you want to drive. You know how much money you want in your savings. You know what kind of trips you want to take. And you know how much money you want to leave your children. You already know all of these things. But every day that you hold on to fear is another day that you could have been living that life that you want so badly, but you continue to let fear steal that life from you year after year after year. And if you want to dig even deeper into why we hold on so tight to all of this fear, it's because we are self-sabotaging. That's what all this is. It's self-sabotage. You're doing this to yourself. That's why I keep telling you it's your fault. And I know most people don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear it. They would rather blame their environment. They would rather blame their family. They would rather bring everything else except themselves. I'm not here for that. Nope, I'm going to tell you the truth. You are doing this to yourself. This is self-sabotage. And the reason why we self-sabotage in the first place is because we have fragile egos. Oh, girl, your ego is so fragile. And your ego cannot handle feeling disappointment if it doesn't work. If you try something new, you put yourself out there and it fails, that feeling of being disappointed in yourself scares the shit out of you. So you self-sabotage to avoid feeling that disappointment if it doesn't work. So you hold on to all of this fear and you say things like, well, I'm not good enough. When really you're just afraid that if you let go of the fear and it doesn't work, you feel disappointed. So you'll hold on to toxic people and you'll say, well, that's my best friend. And even though she talks to me like she's crazy, and even though she disrespects me, we've been best friends for 20 years. I can't let that friendship go. Who would I be if I stopped being her friend after 20 years? You would be a woman who has confidence in herself and she's not dealing with toxic mess, and now she actually get the stuff done. But you're so afraid of that, so you self-sabotage and you hold on to relationships that do not pour into you. You self-sabotage by saying you just don't have time when really you have all the time in the world. But if you stopped making the excuses, who would you be if you didn't make any more excuses? You would be a woman that actually got the shit done. But you're afraid to feel disappointed, so you self-sabotage and lie to yourself and say you just don't have time. This is all self-sabotage. That's what all this is. You are so afraid of feeling disappointed. But I'm extremely confused because you said that you were tired of living paycheck to paycheck. That's what you said. You said that you were tired of going to a job that you absolutely hated. You said that you were tired of feeling overworked and underpaid. That's what you said. You said that you were tired of not having confidence in yourself. But every day that you live like that, you are still living in disappointment because there's still things about your life that you are not 1000% happy with. I am here to help you fix it. But you and I cannot fix it if you don't change. How can customers buy your stuff if there's no stuff? How can we bring more money into the household so that you can stop living paycheck to paycheck if there's no products? You can't. How can we build our confidence if we keep breaking promises that we made to ourselves? You can't. So, you are going to have to change. You are going to have to launch. You're going to have to launch. And I need you to understand that your product will never be perfect. It will never be perfect. So stop trying, because you're just wasting your precious time. But understand this, the more you do something, the better it gets. The more content you put out, the better the content will get. The more products you launch, the better the products will get. The longer you run your business, the better the business will get. The more you do things, the better they will get. But it will still never be perfect. All of our favorite businesses that we spend our hard-earned money with today have gotten better along the way. Look at Netflix. Believe it or not, Netflix did not always have a fancy Netflix app. No. They were not always doing comedy specials with Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle. No. They did not have their own production company making movies and TV shows that are winning Emmys and Oscars. Absolutely not. And they damn sure didn't have wrestling on pay-per-view. Years ago, before COVID, you used to have to go on their website, netflix.com. You had to make a list of the movies you wanted to see. And these were not their originals. These were movies that were once in theaters. They would mail you a DVD off that list. You could watch the DVD as many times as you wanted. And when you were ready for the next movie off your list, you had to mail that one back. They didn't wait to have all the funding. They didn't wait to afford the fanciest software. They launched with what they had and what they could afford. And the longer they ran their business, the more customers they got. And the more money they started making, the more they were able to invest and make the business better. Netflix is a $1 billion company. So I don't know why you have convinced yourself that you can skip the messy middle and you don't have to wait and get better along the way, but we're gonna have to reel that ego on in a lot. Because if Netflix had to do it, if Amazon had to do it, if Tesla had to do it, why don't you? Please make it make sense, because I'm confused. You will have a messy middle too. And the longer you keep going, the better it will get. But it will still never be perfect. Another reason why it might be taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words is because you're distracted as fuck. Listen, I already have accepted that I am not the life coach. I am not the business coach for everybody. Because believe it or not, most people don't really want solutions to their problems. I know this sounds crazy, but it's true. Most people are actually just looking for somebody that they can complain and vent to. But they really have no intentions of changing anything about themselves to make their life better. I'm not here for that. No. I am here to help a particular type of woman who actually wants to change. But in order to change, I have to tell you the truth about yourself so you can become aware. Self-awareness is key. And believe it or not, most people are not self-aware. See, when you get off of work, you could work on the business and reaching your goals, keeping the promises that you made to yourself so that you can finally have confidence in yourself, but you make the choice not to. You choose to sit on the phone and gossip with your friends about celebrities and their drama. When you do have time off from work, like the weekends, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally start to believe in yourself, but you make the choice not to. You choose to sit on the couch and binge watch Netflix and Hulu for hours. Late at night, when your children are asleep. You could work on your business and reaching your goals, keeping the promises that you made to yourself, but you make the choice not to. You choose to sit on social media and scroll, laughing at funny videos and sharing them back and forth in the group chats. And the reason why we have all of these distractions in the first place is because you are trying to escape. That's what all this is. This is escapism. And the reason why you're trying to escape is because there are things about your life that you are not 1000% happy with. And instead of you just being a grown woman and fixing it, you would rather run from it. But let's take a new path. Because I'm going to assume that that path that you're on isn't working. I don't know. I can't convince you, but ask yourself, is it working? Are you happy? Are you getting the results that you want? Because if the answer is no, then that means it is time to change. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Just ask yourself, is the business businessing? Is the content contenting? Are the sales coming in? No? Okay. Then that means it's time to change because what you're doing isn't working. Instead of trying to escape a life that you're not 1000% happy with, what if we just lock in and build a life that you never feel the need to escape from? So, this is what you're going to do today. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not 2027. Today, you are going to turn the TV off. Put the phone on do not disturb. Tell your friends you will talk to them later. You are building your dream life. You are going to sit down at home. No, you do not need to go to Starbucks because you get distracted there. You are going to start your ebook and then you're going to finish it. Not start, stop, come back next week because we already know how you do. You don't come back. Self-awareness is key. You're going to start it and you're going to finish it. 2 hours is all you need. If we are crystal clear on all of those instructions, then please put clear in the chat because respectfully, there is no point in talking about sales. Thank you, 7th, if you do not have anything to sell. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jasmine. We are building our online business. We are now going to talk about sales. If I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen. The more we interact with these lives, TikTok and YouTube, the more these lives will get pushed to more people, okay? And also make sure you follow me and subscribe because they do steal my videos. They make fake accounts and then they turn around and message you. All right, so I told you guys a few minutes ago, sales is 80% of the business. That is more than half. So we have got to get this right or there will not be a business. But I also got to tell you something else. Sales is where most people fail. They are failing at sales, not creating. No, that's why you got so many people with 20,000 ebooks in their store. That's why you got people who have e-course after e-course in their store. They are failing at sales. But before you run away and freak yourself out and say things like, oh my God, it's because sales is so hard, I can't do this. That's not true. That's not true. Sales is actually very easy. It's very easy. But people's mindset and the things that they think in regards to sales is what makes sales so hard for them. So in order to sell something, we have to first understand what selling really is. See, some of y'all are afraid to sell because you're saying things like, well, I'm not a salesperson. What if I talk about my product too much? What if people unfollow me because I'm being annoying? Or what if people think I'm begging them for money? Okay, let's go ahead and clear some things up. First of all, selling is not begging. That's number one. Selling is solving, okay? People have a problem and you have a solution. You are not begging anyone for anything. So get that out your head right now. Number two, you don't have a choice but to talk about your product consistently because people will forget. Ladies, everybody is living their own life. Life is lifing and stress is stressing for everyone. And they are being bombarded with content from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. They are going to forget. You have to consistently remind them so that they even begin to remember. Why do you think I keep telling you guys to take notes on this live? I keep telling you over and over again, write it down, write it down. Why? Because I already know you're gonna forget. You forget all the time. Why do you think I keep telling you guys that the key word of this live is execution? You have heard me say that word multiple times. Why do I keep repeating myself? So that it sticks in your pretty head that you have to execute. Psychology has already proven the more you hear something, the more it sticks. You have to be consistent and remind people about your products and services and how you can help them so they can remember. You do not have a choice. Look at Amazon. We all know who they are. We all got the memo. And most of us are Prime members, meaning we pay a monthly subscription for 2-day, 1-day, and same-day shipping. So even though everyone knows who Amazon is and most of us spend money with them every single month, notice how they still remind you consistently that they exist. How? Look at those Amazon trucks that you see on the road. You can't even go 2 miles down the street without seeing one. They didn't have to make them blue and put their logo on them. They could have left them white. But they did it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their trucks, which is multiple times a day, your brain remembers Amazon. You can't even go down a neighborhood. You can't even enter into a mailroom without seeing Amazon packages all over the place. They didn't have to put their logo on the cardboard boxes. They could have left them blank, but they did it for a reason. Why? So that every single time you see one of their packages, which is all day long, your brain thinks Amazon. Now let me ask you, do you really think they're concerned about you thinking that they're begging you for money? Do you really think they're worried about you unsubscribing from Prime? Do you really think they're worried about being annoying? Girl, please. No. They know you're not going anywhere. How do they know that? Because they know they have a solution to your problem. You're lazy and you want convenience. We all do. And they got you covered. So every single month, they will continue to get money out your bank account. Am I lying? Some of y'all gonna place your order in a few minutes. For those of you guys who have seen my face before, I am not a new face to you, to some of y'all. I've been on the internet for 6 years. You might have found me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads. I'm on every platform. How is it that I'm able to show up consistently and teach people about Glowup Academy and not worry about people thinking I'm begging them for money or being annoying and unfollowing or unsubscribing because I'm talking about Glowup Academy too much? How am I able to do that? Because I know I have a solution to people's problems. People want to build their online business. I teach them how inside Glowup Academy. People want to learn how to be confident in themselves and stick with the promises that they make so they actually get the results that they want. I teach them how all inside of Glowup Academy. People want to learn how to become more disciplined and accountable and consistent and actually prioritize themselves in their own life so it actually gets done. I teach them how, all inside of Glowup Academy. If people thinking I'm being annoying and they unfollow, honestly, I don't give a damn. They just weren't ready to glow up, and that's okay. They don't have to be. They don't have to be. They'll come back when they're ready. They always do. And because I have that energy with my products and services, I sell, and I sell a lot. Because Amazon has that energy with their products and services, they sell, and they sell a lot. And if you want to sell a lot too, you are going to have the same energy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay. If you're ready for sales tip number 1, put a 1 in the chat. Good morning, good morning. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, my name is Coach Jazz, and we are building our online business. But most importantly, we are building ourselves. Make sure you guys follow me so you do not lose me. We're building our consistency, our discipline, our accountability, our confidence, so that not only do we start, we actually get it done. Some of you guys are addicted to starting and stopping. Some of you guys are addicted to just making more products because you have convinced yourself that if you just work on another ebook, if you just work on another e-course, that you're being productive. No, productivity is doing the thing that you actually set out to do in the first place, sticking with one thing and reselling it over and over and over again. That's what productivity really is, not making 10 ebooks. I do want to address the elephant in the room. Some of you guys want to start an online business. You are intrigued. You want financial freedom. You want all of the things. But you are terrified of failing. And that word failing scares the shit out of you, and it's preventing you from even starting. But what if I told you that a lot of you guys are confused as to what failing even means? So let me go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think failing means making your first YouTube video, and if you don't get 50,000 subscribers in 7 days, then you failed. Some of y'all really believe that if you launch your first ebook and you're not a millionaire by the end of the month, then you failed. Some of y'all are really out here thinking that if you make your TikTok and you don't get 10,000 followers in 7 days, then you failed. But what if I told you that's not failing? See, failing only exists when you quit. When you throw in the towel and you say, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I give up. I'm done. I quit. Well, then that is when you have officially failed. But if every single day you just commit to doing something a little bit different today than you did yesterday, that's not failing because you're still showing up. You're still trying. Maybe yesterday you made excuses. How about today you just don't make any? Maybe yesterday you thought about making content. How about today you make some and then tomorrow you post it? Maybe yesterday you started your ebook. How about today you finish it and launch it? Every single day, I just need you to do something. Whether you spend 20 minutes or 2 hours on it, I don't care. But do something towards the goal. Because as long as you keep doing that, that's not failing. Failing only exists when you quit. The problem with so many people today, this is real, is you are entitled. You have become so entitled over the years, you don't even recognize how entitled you are. And you have convinced yourself that things should happen in a time frame that you set and that you feel entitled to. So you have convinced yourself that you should be a millionaire in 2 weeks because you said so. And if it doesn't happen in 2 weeks, then you failed. That's entitled as hell. Because my question for you is, who told you that it only takes 2 weeks to become a millionaire? Who told you that? Where did you get that from? Make it make sense. Some of you guys have convinced yourself that it shouldn't take longer than a week to get 100,000 YouTube subscribers. That is entitlement as hell. Who told you that? That is some bizarre time frame that you set. And because you feel so entitled to it, if it doesn't happen like you said it should, then you failed. That's entitled. And the crazy thing is, the results always come. But the problem is, people give up before they come. I told you guys, I lost 100 pounds. For anybody on here who has lost weight, you know this is true. Don't lie. Let me ask you, if you consistently eat less food and you consistently move your body, don't you eventually get to your weight loss goal? Yep, you sure do. You sure do. But you want to know why most people don't get to their weight loss goal? Because they have convinced themselves that they are supposed to lose 50 pounds in 48 hours. And they feel so entitled to that time frame. Even though it took them longer than 2 days to gain 50 pounds, they have become entitled and they think they should lose 50 pounds in 2 days. And because it didn't happen in 2 days, they give up. They give up. And that's why they never reach their weight loss goals. But if every day you just keep showing up, doing what you're supposed to do, I promise you, you will eventually get to the results that you want. So for those of you guys who are terrified of failing, just don't quit. Because if you don't quit, then you didn't fail. And now you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Okay? Okay. Very good. Sales tip number 1, write this down. Good morning. Content is king. Distribution is queen. Content is king and distribution is queen. Let's break this down so it makes sense. Content is king. Let's start here. Your content is what you post on social media. Anything that you upload, that is considered content. So your Instagram reels, your long form YouTube videos, pictures, if you go live, all of that is content. And how we're going to get the word out, let people know about our products and services and how we can help them is through our content. Now, remember, we said people are very forgetful. So we have to remind them consistently about our products and services so that they can remember, okay? Now, one thing I want to stress to my students is the importance of never allowing yourself to feel overwhelmed. Because if you begin to feel overwhelmed, then you freeze and you don't do anything. We can't have that. Instead of having an all or nothing mindset, I need you to have a mindset of we're gonna crawl before we walk and walk before we run. So we're not just gonna throw ourselves out there. We're gonna start slowly and build momentum along the way. Maybe you're not posting content at all. Maybe you're camera shy, maybe you feel awkward or cringe. Fine, we're going to start there. What I want you to do, if that is something you're struggling with, is I want you multiple times a day to sit in front of your camera like how I'm doing on these lives, not to post. This is an exercise for you to get out of your camera shyness. I want you to sit in front of the camera multiple times a day. You could do 2-minute increments, 5-minute increments. I want you to record yourself and just talk. Again, this is not to post. This is just for you to get comfortable in front of the camera, because what did we say? The more we do something, the better it gets. And maybe you're gonna be faceless. Okay, well then your exercise is recording yourself, because if you don't, you're still gonna run into well, I don't know what to say. So either way, you gotta do it so that you get comfortable speaking. And don't you dare tell me you don't have time, because the time that you're spending on social media is the time you could be doing this. So you could do this multiple times a day. Once you get comfortable being in front of the camera, you no longer feel awkward or shy. Well, now we're gonna take it up a notch. Now we're gonna commit to posting 1 20-second TikTok video a week. Just one. We're gonna create it and post it. Once we get comfortable and we get consistent with posting once a week, then we're gonna up it to 2. and then 3, and then so on and so forth. This is how we build new routines. This is how we build new habits. This is how we create a new identity for ourselves, slowly but surely. Do not let yourself feel overwhelmed, because the minute you do, you're not going to do any of these things. So we're going to crawl before we walk and walk before we run. Yes, anywhere there's internet, you can do this, okay? Now, the distribution is queen part. Not only will you be posting content consistently, we also have to be building at least 3 platforms, bare minimum of 3. Why? Because 1 is too close to none, that's why. Like that one income you have at that one job. If they laid you off tomorrow, what would you do? You would be sitting there freaking out, trying to figure out how you're gonna pay them bills. If you put all of your eggs in a TikTok basket and the US decides to ban it like they did last year, what would you do? You would be freaking out like all of the other TikTokers who only had a TikTok. I teach my students that we have got to stay proactive so we are not reactive. In other words, we need to stay ready. And no, it is not hard to build 3. Get that out your head. You're overthinking. The same exact video that you post on TikTok, you will throw it on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you choose to be. It takes 5 minutes. I do it all day. I promise you, it's not hard. Now, which platform should you grow? That's up to you. You got a lot of options. I always suggest starting with the platform that you're always on. So if you're always on TikTok, start TikTok. Obviously you like this app so much because you're always here. So start here and then choose 2 more. But I am gonna let you know this in case you did not know. YouTube is the most watched platform. It is not TikTok. YouTube has even replaced cable TV. There are more people watching YouTube than any other platform. So I always urge and encourage my students to start their YouTube channel. If everybody is watching YouTube, why are you not creating content on YouTube? Make it make sense. Now, before we move any further, I want to speak to the woman on this live who is still holding on to fear. Woo. What do we say? Fear stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what she's about to do. She's about to swipe up. She's quiet. She's taking it in. She's writing the stuff down. She wants to start an online business, but she's saying things to herself like, Jazz, I don't know. Girl, I don't know. You want me to post content consistently? You want me to make my own ebook? You want me to build 3 platforms? I don't know. Jazz, honestly, I don't think I can do this because this just sounds really, really hard. Okay. Well, before you run away, like you always do, just listen to me. The first thing I want to tell you is this. I can't convince you of anything, and I'm not going to try. I don't have the power to convince anybody of anything. So if you want to believe that posting content consistently is hard, then fine. You're right. It's hard. If you want to believe that making an ebook is hard, then fine. You're right. It's hard. If you want to believe that building 3 platforms is hard, then okay. Your feelings are valid. You're right. It's hard. But I do want to remind you that the life you're currently living is hard. Going to a job every day that you absolutely hate, that is draining you, overworking you, and underpaying you is hard. Crying every day because you are so unhappy with the way life is going for you right now is hard. Knowing deep down inside, you can feel it, you know that you are meant for more and not living it is hard. And you live like that every day. One thing that I've noticed that we tend to do as women, and I used to be guilty of this too, is we never want to give ourselves credit where credit is due. When was the last time you told yourself that you were proud of you? Some of y'all don't even know. But that's crazy because life's for everybody. And we have all had moments in our life where things were very, very hard. And in those moments, we had no clue how we were going to overcome it. We had no idea how we were going to see it through. But we did. Because we're still here today. I remember when I lost my grandma, I had no idea how I was going to live life without her. When she passed away, my world shattered. And here I am 10 years later, still living without her. You've overcome some really hard stuff. You did. And you're still here. You're still here. A lot of you guys don't even see how strong you truly are. A lot of you guys don't even see how resilient you truly are. A lot of you guys are damn near superwoman. Nobody could walk a mile in your shoes. And even though you have overcome whatever you went through, you're gonna let fear try to convince you that you can't do this. Look at what you've already done. And you're gonna let fear convince you that you can't post a 20-second TikTok video, that you can make faceless. Really, ladies? Really? Look at what you've already overcome. And you're gonna let fear convince you that you don't have the capabilities of copying some words that AI wrote for you and pasting it into Canva. Really, ladies? Really? Look at what you've already overcome. And you're gonna let fear convince you that you can't post the same video on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram in under 5 minutes. Really, ladies? No. That's why I keep saying this is a lack of confidence. That's what this is. Your confidence levels are so low, which is crazy to me because you are resilient as hell. You are strong as hell. And year after year, you let fear try to convince you that you can't do any of this, but look at what you're already doing. And listen, I don't have to convince you of this. You can see this for yourself on your own timelines. You see people in worse off situations than you, still showing up every day, building their business. You see women on these apps with more children than you, still showing up, building their business. You see people on these apps with worse health conditions than you still showing up, building their business. There are people on here with cancer. There are people on here with sickle cell anemia. And despite what they go through daily, they're still showing up. There are people on these apps who are down and out right now. They lost their job. Some of them have lost their house. Some of them are living in their car. And despite the weight of the world on their back right now, they are still showing up, building their business. Now let's be real for a second. Some of y'all don't have half of those problems. Some of y'all might, and I'm gonna give you some grace. Some of y'all don't. No, you got some complaints. Yeah, we all do. But you know deep down inside you are truly blessed, and you know deep down inside it could be 50 times worse. So what is your excuse? What is your excuse? You don't have one. The only difference between them and you is the fact that they let go of fear and you still make the choice to hold on to it. Even though that fear that you are holding on to is stealing your dream life. You've already created the vision board. You know what you want your life to look like. You know what kind of car you want. You know what kind of trips you want to take. You know what kind of freedom you want. You even know how much money you want to leave your children. You know all of the things. But every day that you hold on to this fear is another day that fear steals that dream life from you, and you let it every single day, year after year. We gotta fix this, and quickly. Listen, my online business changed my entire life. I've been doing this full time for 6 years. I've made more money than I ever could have imagined from my cell phone, a laptop, and some Wi-Fi. I have peace now. I'm no longer stressing about bills. I have freedom now. I get to do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it. I have purpose now. I get to wake up every day doing what I love to do. I have confidence now. I keep all of the promises that I make to myself. And I have happiness now. But before all of this, before online business, before COVID, I lived a very, very different life. I used to be extremely depressed. I struggled with anxiety. I used to be miserable, insecure as hell. I used to be 100 pounds overweight. I used to work a 9 to 5. And to top it all off, I used to be an alcoholic. See, I had bought into the American dream bullshit that they sell all of us. I bought in back in high school. They told me to go to college and get a 4-year degree, and that when I graduate, I'll be able to find a good job with benefits and stability. I'll make enough money so that I can afford to take a couple of vacations a year. I'll be able to save for a nice house, and I'll be able to put in extra money into my 401k so that when I get too old to work, I will be able to retire with dignity and live the rest of my years on this earth in peace. That's what they said. And so I believed them. So I went off to college and got me a 4-year bachelor's degree. That degree cost me $40,000. My mom told me to go. All of my friends were going. So I went and it got me a degree. Graduated. 6 months later, got my first full-time job with benefits, my dream job. I was 23 years old back then. They called and offered me $60,000 a year. That was more than I had ever made in my entire life. I thought I was about to be rich. I really did. I thought this American dream was really about to unfold for me. So I decided to move out of my mom's house. I was sick of her rules. I was ready to live my own life. So I went out and got my own apartment. Didn't stop there. I did what most Americans do. I went out and got me a car payment. See, I already had a car, and the car was paid off, title in hand. It got me from point A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. It was a good car, but it was old. No leather seats. No push to start. No tablet on the dash. So I had to upgrade to match my new upgraded life, right? That's the American way. So I went out and got me a brand new Dodge Charger. Cost me $450 a month. And we all know, with expensive cars comes expensive car insurance and expensive gas. By the time I paid all of my bills for the month, your girl was broke, busted, and disgusted. I could not afford any trips. I could not afford to save for a house. And I damn sure couldn't afford to put extra into my 401k. I was broke. I couldn't even afford to get my nails done. Your girl was broke. I had another problem. I had to start paying back them damn student loans. See, back then at 23, I thought it was all fun and games. I didn't think the government was serious about getting their money back. I thought everybody had student loans and they just get the money when they get it. No. The government is not playing with you when it comes to those student loans. They want their money back. They will give you 6 months after you graduate to get on your feet. They won't call, they won't send letters, they want you to focus on getting a job. But best believe, at that 6-month mark, they are sending letters to the house because they want to see your tax returns, because they're gonna tell you how much you can afford. And since it's said on paper, I made $60,000 a year, I didn't have any dependents, no children, they said I should be able to afford $400 a month. They don't care how much my rent is. They don't care how much my car payment is. That's the price. It's not up for negotiation. I'm like, 400? I can't get on an income redriven payment plan? No. I made too much. They don't tell you that. See, when you're in middle class, you don't qualify for any assistance. The government doesn't care about your struggles when you're middle class. So you make too much for assistance, so you're still broke as hell. I had 11 student loan accounts that they lumped under one monthly payment of $400 a month. Every month that I did not pay those student loans, I got 11 missed payments on my credit. In the course of 1 year, I racked up 121 missed payments. My credit dropped. 520. There goes my American dreams of home ownership. Who's gonna give me a mortgage loan with a 520 credit score? Nobody. Not till I fix that. I had another problem. I hated my job. See, nowhere in the American dream blueprint did they tell me I would be miserable at my 9 to 5. I had no clue what I was walking into. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I grew up pretty sheltered, okay? So in my early 20s, I was very naive, and I believed people for the things that they said. I didn't think that people were fake back then, okay? So when I went into my job interview, my supervisor told me that even though the department was all women, they all got along. They all cared about each other, and they were all one big old happy work family. So I went into the department believing that. Naive as hell. I learned that in corporate America, people are fake. You gotta watch them. See, they'll smile and kiki and kaka with you in the break room, but they don't like you. They will even hang out with you off the clock. So they're not even getting paid to be around you. They will hang out with you at happy hour. They will invite you to their house. They'll even invite you to their weddings and their baby showers so you can meet their family, but they don't like you. I know this sounds crazy, but that's what they're doing. They will even spend their hard-earned money on you. So they will all come together and buy each other Christmas gifts. They will all come together and buy dishes for the Thanksgiving potluck. But they don't like you. And best believe, the minute you piss off the right person, they will make your life at work a living hell. I had made friends with a woman in the department. She was 31 years old. I was 23. And she told me I was the little sister she never had. And because I was so naive, I believed her. And I was telling her all my tea. And when we were both trying to get promoted for the position, she decided that that was the opportunity to tell my supervisor every single thing that I ever said and that I ever did. And I was now on the most hated list at work. Walked right into that. I was miserable. I must have put in hundreds, if not thousands of applications trying to get another full-time job. But I couldn't even get an interview. Nobody was calling me back. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit, and I hate my 9-to-5. For the first time in my life at 23 years old, I felt trapped. If you've never experienced what it feels like to feel trapped, consider yourself blessed. I wouldn't wish that feeling of trapped on my worst enemy. But let me give you some context. See, trap feels like no matter what you do, your life's not gonna get no better. That's how trap feels. You could try to work overtime or get a part-time job to catch up on some bills so you can stop being so damn stressed about money. But just when you start to get a couple $100 saved, something always comes and slaps you in the face. Now your car won't start. Now you gotta dish out money for that. It is always something. You can try to be positive and optimistic, but it feels like nothing but negative ass shit from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every single day. That's how trap feels. You can try to pray about it, but it begins to feel like God is ignoring you because it feels like he's not fixing it because you're still miserable. That's how trapped feels. Your life begins to feel like a nightmare that you can't wake up from. And I lived like that for 6 years. You know, I used to pull up in that garage and I would sit in my car and cry before I even clocked in. I started to bring that job home with me. You know what that means? So you've clocked out. You are at home. And instead of you spending time with your family and in peace, you can't, because now you are telling your spouse all the toxic things they did at work. You cannot escape these people. These people are living in your head rent-free. They have stolen your peace. I was so stressed about bills, I couldn't even sleep anymore. I started to have anxiety, so butterflies in my stomach. I never had anxiety as a child. Now I got freaking anxiety over a job. And to cope with all my misery and my depression and my anxiety and my stress, I started to drink. First, it was just a few drinks a week to calm my nerves, but it quickly spiraled out of control. And I became an alcoholic. And the only reason why I'm telling you any of this is because if any of my story resonates with you, you are already doing something hard. Going to a job every day that drains your spirit is hard. Crying every day because you're so unhappy right now is hard. And the reason why I was so depressed back then was because I had nothing in my life to look forward to. Back then I didn't have any hobbies and I didn't have any interests. So my life began to feel like it was on repeat. Get up, go to work, be miserable, come home, cry, drink, sleep, repeat. Week after week, month after month, and year after year. I used to think there was something wrong with me because I was depressed. No, there was nothing wrong with me. That is depressing. Anybody would be depressed. There's nothing wrong with you. Yes, ladies, that is depressing for anyone. But now I get to wake up every day doing what I love. And that's the beauty of online business, is because you can monetize anything. I don't care who told you your idea is stupid, it's not freaking stupid. I don't care who told you your idea is far-fetched, no, it's not. You see the darndest things online. How many times have you scrolled on your For You page and saw the darndest things and you're sitting there scratching your head trying to figure out how the hell are they getting paid to do that? And I'll tell you how. They decide to let go of fear, and you refuse to. You can monetize anything. Anything at all. I want to say one more thing to you before we move forward, because I need to make sure you hear me loud and clear. I hope you realize that if you work 40 hours a week or more, you realize you spend more time with people at work that you don't even like than you do with your own family who loves you. Yes, you do. See, I literally worked 9 to 5. So what should have only been a 20-minute drive into the city was over an hour. Why? Because I'm stuck in rush hour traffic. So an hour to work, an hour back, 2 hours in the car, 8 hours at work, 1 hour lunch break. That is 11 hours out of my day gone. I will never get it back. By the time I do get home, I am drained. I am exhausted. I am defeated. You only have a few hours to spend with your spouse, your kids, before you have to put everyone to bed and repeat it again the next day. And let me make you aware of something. Your loved ones, they don't even get the best version of you. They don't get the happy version. They don't get the peaceful version. They don't get the confident version. They don't get the stress-free version. No, they don't. They get the miserable version of you. They get the depressed version of you. They get the stressed version of you. You put everyone to bed to repeat it again the next day, just to look forward to the weekend. But respectfully, what are you even looking forward to? Because Friday, you still worked. So they still got 8 hours out you. Saturday is the only day that you get to do what you love. But Sunday, not so much, no. Because you have to prepare for the work week. So you gotta cook, you gotta clean, you gotta go to the grocery store, you gotta do laundry, and you have to mentally prepare yourself for the bullshit sitting on your desk come Monday. Ladies, that is not living. That's surviving. Life is meant to be lived, not survived. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but I do know this. The God I serve, He loves me. He loves me a lot. And if He loves me so much, why would He put me on this earth to be miserable and hating the very life that He blessed me with? Why would He put me here to be crying and feeling like there's nothing special about me? He didn't. He didn't put me here for that. He put me here for a very special reason. And then He allowed me the opportunity to find it. And online business allowed me the opportunity to monetize it. He put you here for a very special reason, too. There is something very special about you, too. But the problem is, life has a tendency to life. And somewhere on our journey of life, we lose our light. Our light gets dim, and then it goes dark. And now you're sitting here believing that there's nothing special about you. Maybe it was a toxic relationship. Maybe it was toxic family, toxic friends, toxic jobs. Something happened on your journey and it stole your light. But I am here to tell you that you can do this. If you even thought the thought, that's because you can. The ideas that we get, try this, do this, those ideas come from God. God wouldn't even plant the seed in your mind if it wasn't something you could harvest. If he didn't believe that you were capable of it, it would have never crossed your mind, but it did. You thought about creating content because you can. You thought about starting a business because you can. You thought about selling your products because you can. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to let go of the fear. You are going to have to take a half an inch outside of that comfort zone that you refuse to leave. That comfort zone, what you're doing right now, is stressing you. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is draining you. It is depressing you. It is making you resentful, and it is slowly killing you. Stress is the silent killer. Don't you ever forget that. You are gonna have to take a half an inch out. And you are going to have to try something just a little bit different today. You will crawl before you walk, and you will walk before you run. But in order to actually get the results that you want, you are going to have to let go of the fear, or that very fear will continue to steal your dream life from you. You can do this. Yes, you can. Okay? All right. I don't want to hear nothing about no fear. Fear don't live here. Hello. Good morning. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, my name is Coach Jasmine, and we are building our online business. Sales tip number 2. Remember, we're taking notes that we can execute. The key word of this live is execution. Sales tip number 2. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. So if they don't like you, not gonna buy. If they don't know you, they're not gonna buy it. And if they do not trust you, they will not buy it. So how do we get people to like us? Okay. You're gonna do this through your content. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, we said our content is anything that we upload. So our reels, our pictures, our long form YouTube videos, going live, all of this is content. In order to connect with people, we have to be authentic and we have to be relatable. In other words, we have to be ourselves, okay? People connect with people through emotions, all right? A lot of you guys are shooting yourself in the foot because you're trying to be perfect, failing to realize that nobody is perfect, so it's very hard to relate to somebody who's trying to be perfect because that's not what they are. I need you to just be yourself. That is the only way that you will get people to like you. And do not let fear take over and say, well, Jazz, what if no one likes me? That's impossible because there's 8 billion people in this world. Somebody is bound to like you. And I used to be fearful of this too. I forgot that when you post your content, it goes everywhere. Okay? All over the world. And I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you this so you can realize how silly you sound when you say things like people won't like you. There's a whole world of people out here who need your help. You have the solutions to their problems. They need you. But because you won't get out your head, you are depriving them of the solutions that they need. What if I let fear take over this morning and I didn't go live? Well, then those of you guys watching wouldn't have been able to hear this message. And I wouldn't have been able to help any of you guys. But that's literally what you're doing to other people. You guys, I have people inside of Glowup Academy from all over the world. I'm in the US. There are women in there from Germany, Australia, Jamaica, Canada, Barbados, France. I've been to none of those countries. But I was able to help women all over the world because I didn't let fear take over and I posted the content. So please, just post the videos. Stop overthinking. Okay? She said the UK. See, that's what I'm saying, you guys. The internet brings us all together from all over the world. People need you. So please just post. Okay? We said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to know us? Okay. I need you to go live. And yes, you can go live and be faceless. Everything that we're talking about also applies to my faceless creators on here. You don't get out of any of this stuff because you're faceless. You're doing all of the things too. Going live is the best way to build your community. Now, is it the only way? No, but it is the best way. Why? Because it allows people to get a sense of your energy and your vibes. It allows people to connect with you, engage and interact, and it allows you to promote your products. Okay? Now, some of y'all are hard-headed. You're gonna say, Jazz, that's great, but I don't wanna go live. No, I'm just saying, fine, don't. I'm not the coach that's gonna try to convince you of anything. If you don't wanna go live, then don't go live. But I am gonna respectfully remind you that you also say you didn't wanna go to work. That's what you said. You said you were tired of feeling overworked and underpaid. It amazes me how many people would rather go to a job and build someone else's business and make them rich, but they absolutely refuse to set aside 30 minutes and build their own business and build wealth for themselves and their family. You see people, especially on TikTok, creators all day and all night, selling. The internet doesn't sleep. I promise you this. If you go live consistently and with structure, you will make more on live than you ever made at that job. Now, some of y'all are like, well, Jazz, I would go live. I'm not against it. I'm just a little live shy. Okay. For my live shy, camera shy ladies on this live, the only reason why you're shy, you could even be socially shy, it doesn't matter. Any shyness that you're struggling with, the only reason why you're shy is because you just don't have enough experience, okay? It's not because you suck at life. It's not because this isn't meant for you. It's just because you haven't done it enough times. Maybe you went live once 6 months ago, but you haven't done it since. I need you guys to trust me on this. We have been on live for 107 minutes. And if you're still here, one thing I know about humans, that's because you trust what I'm saying to be true. Thank you, because if you didn't trust what I was saying to be true, you wouldn't still be here. So I need you to trust this. If you go live consistently, I promise you, you will get to a point where you are no longer live shy. Anything that you do over and over and over again, you get better at. And I don't have to convince you of that. Just look at the proof in your own life. You did not always know how to walk. Now you walk just fine. How? Because you had to consistently do it. You didn't always know how to read and write, but now you do that just fine. How? Because you had to consistently do it. You did not always know how to drive, and now you do that just fine. How? Because you had to consistently do it. So just imagine if you just consistently went live. I can't make this up. We said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. Okay, cool. Well, how do we get people to trust us? Okay. There is a reason why I am telling you to post consistently. When you post consistently, people begin to trust you. The more people see you, the more they trust you. Consistency builds trust. I don't know if you know this or not, or if you're living under a rock, but people work extremely hard for their money. You work hard, I work hard. We're all out here working hard. And if you want someone to trust you with their hard-earned money, well, then you are going to have to be trustworthy, which means you have to be consistent. Now, I want to do an exercise with you guys. For those of you guys who do not have a product yet, sit this out and take your notes. For those of you guys who do have a product, but you're struggling to make the sales that you want, this is for you. Okay? First, what we got to do is remove the ego and the pride. Now, some of y'all can't do that because you think you know everything. And there is nothing that anyone can teach you that you don't already know. Well, I'm not going to convince you otherwise. If you think you're perfect as is, keep thinking that. For those of you guys who can remove the ego and the pride and you recognize that there's room for growth and improvement, I'm talking to you. First, what we're going to do is go to our profile and we're going to ask ourselves some questions. We have to be honest. Write this down. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't you ever forget that. Now ask yourself, is it clear as day who you are, what you do, and how you can help people? I also need you to ask yourself this, please be honest. If you were not you, would you buy from you? If you were not you, would you buy from you? If the answer to any of those questions is no, well, then you should no longer be confused as to why people are not buying from you yet. There should be no more confusion. But the reason why I say yet is because you can fix it. You have the power to fix it. So make it clear. Make it clear who you are, what you do, and how you can help people, and make sure that's what your content is doing. That is the beauty of life. That is the beauty of business. That is the beauty of everything that we have talked about so far on this live. Ladies, I cannot make this up. Literally anything in your life that is not giving you the results that you want, you have the power to fix it. You make the choice not to. I already know, and I have accepted the fact that I am not the life coach for everybody. And I have accepted the fact that I am not the business coach for everybody. Because believe it or not, most people don't really want help. Most people do not really want to change what they're doing. Believe it or not, most people are just out here looking to complain and vent to anyone who's willing to listen. But they don't really truly want solutions to any of their problems. I'm sure you know people like that. But I'm not here for that shit. I'm not here for that shit. I am here to help the woman who actually wants help. So I'm gonna tell you the truth. Because when I tell you the truth, now you can become aware. Self-awareness is key. And now that you have become aware to what you are doing, now we can fix it. You have the power to fix anything in your life that's not giving the results that you want, but you make the choice not to. So if you are struggling with camera shyness, live shyness, then fix it. I already told you how. Start going live consistently. Start being in front of the camera consistently. But half of you guys, when I end this live, are still going to make the choice not to, and then have the audacity to be confused as to why you're still struggling with live shyness and camera shyness. That's a choice that you make because you still haven't done the things that I told you to do, which means you weren't really looking for a solution. You were just looking to be entertained for a few minutes. That's the truth. If you are struggling with confidence and lack thereof, fix it. I already told you how. Start keeping the promises that you made to yourself. If you told yourself that you were going to create content, then create it. If you told yourself that you were going to start a business, then start it. If you told yourself that you were going to lose weight, then lose it. But unfortunately, when I end this live, most of you guys are not going to do that. And then you're going to have the audacity to wonder why you're still insecure. Well, you're insecure because you choose to be, because you still haven't done the things that I told you to do. That was a choice. Anything in your life that is not giving you the results that you want, you have the power to fix, but you make the choice not to. See, a lot of us live in a trapped mindset. And we have been living in this trapped mindset for so long that you don't even recognize that you're living in one. And then you're hanging around other people who also have a trapped mindset. So it's just a whole bunch of people talking about trapped things. But what if I told you you're not really trapped? You're not really trapped. You have options. But the options that you have would require you to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone that you refuse to leave. So you continue to believe that you don't have the ability to fix the problems in your life because you are just so trapped. You are not trapped. I used to live in a trapped mindset too. I really used to believe that I was trapped at that 9 to 5 and that there was nothing I could do to get out of that miserable hellhole. I was never trapped at that 9 to 5. I had options, but those options that I had would have required me to take a half an inch out of the comfort zone that was draining me, making me miserable and frustrated and depressed. See, I had the option to quit my job and just move back home with my mom. I had that option. But then that would mean I'd have to give up my apartment. No, I don't want to move back home with my mom at 23, 24. I'd feel like such a failure. No. Even though that job was making me miserable, even though I couldn't afford the apartment, I still made the choice to stay in that situation that was draining me, that was depressing me. All because I didn't want to take a half an inch out and do something just a little bit different so I could fix my problems. I could have quit the 9 to 5 and just got me some part-time jobs. I could have went back to retail or fast food. Those are the type of jobs I always had. But if I do that, if I get a job at Walmart, what if they require me to work nights? No, absolutely not. I am above nights. No. If I get a job at McDonald's, what if they require me to work Columbus Day? Girl, no. I need Columbus Day. No, that is not an option. Absolutely not. What if I have to get 2 jobs so that I can work more than 40 hours a week? What? Me work more than 40 hours a week? Absolutely not. No. Even though millions of people work more than 40 hours a week? Absolutely not. Even though it would have just been temporary discomfort? Absolutely not. No. So what'd I do? I chose to complain. I chose to vent. I chose to throw pity parties for myself. I chose to talk about what's not fair and make excuses. I chose to do everything except the one thing that would have changed my life, which was leave. I could have been left. But instead of taking a half an inch out of my comfort zone, I made the choice to stay right where I was, even though that comfort zone was draining me. It was making me miserable. I was crying every day. I was drinking every day. I was anxious and I was stressed. I still preferred to do that than to just do something a little bit different and leave. I was never trapped at that job, but I convinced myself that I was. I was not trapped. You are not trapped. Some of you guys have convinced yourself that the reason you can't fix the problems yet is because you just need more information. And you have convinced yourself that if you just watch more TikTok lives and if you just watch more YouTube videos and if you just archive more posts, then you will have all the information that you need and you can fix your problems later. What if I told you you are not lacking information? Believe it or not, you have more information than you even know what to do with. You're on information overload because you are on social media all day. You can Google anything all day. So you have all the information you need. What you are lacking is not information. You are lacking implementation, meaning you don't execute shit, which is why I made the key word of this live execution, because you're not doing that. You are the woman who will make excuse after excuse as to why she can't do something and why it's not going to work for her. You are the woman who would rather complain and procrastinate and talk about what you're going to do tomorrow. You are the woman who watches YouTube video and TikTok live over and over and over again. That is you. You are the woman who will waste your weekends off doing nothing. You do not execute. You complain, you vent, you throw pity parties for yourself, you talk about what's not fair, you talk about what you're going to do, but you haven't actually done it. That is you. And until you change you, nothing for you is going to change. We are the common denominator in our own life. Some of you guys are so accustomed to blaming other people and other things for why you can't get to where you want to be, but it's not other people and it's not other things, it is you. You are the problem. You refuse to stay consistent. You refuse to stick to the one idea that you already have. You refuse to make yourself a priority in your own life. You keep talking about what you're not good at. That is you. You continue to live in fear. You continue to hold on to these limiting beliefs. You continue to prioritize people who don't even pour into you. That is you. And that has to change, because until you change, nothing for you will change. I'm going to assume that you want to be the version of yourself who shows up consistently, who truly loves herself, and when she says she's going to do something, she does it. I'm going to assume you want to run your business on your terms and not care what people think. You want to start putting yourself first and not feeling guilty about it. You want to have boundaries and know how to tell people no and stand 10 toes down. I'm going to assume that's the version of you that you want to be. But you cannot become that version of you until you change who you currently are. See, that version is already within you. You can be her. She's not out of reach, but she is buried under the fear. She's buried under the limiting beliefs and the excuses that you refuse to let go of. And in order to become that version of you, which you are more than capable of being, you will have to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone that you refuse to leave. You don't have a choice. You are going to have to change. The problem that a lot of people struggle with is entitlement. And we have become so entitled that you don't even realize how entitled you are. And you have convinced yourself that you are entitled to time and that you have all the time in the world to waste. And if you don't start today, you are entitled to tomorrow. And if you don't start this month, you know you are entitled to next month. And if you don't start this year, you feel entitled to next year. But I am extremely confused because I thought tomorrow wasn't guaranteed. How do you know you have tomorrow? How do you know you have 6 months? How do you know you have 5 years? You are not entitled to time. And you don't have as much time as you have convinced yourself that you have. And instead of you living every day that you do have with purpose and happy and peace, you make the choice to waste your time on things that stress you, on people who depress you. Why? I don't know. Time is our most valuable asset. It is not money. See, some of y'all think it's money. It is not money. It is time. Because if you lost $500, yeah, it would suck. Yeah, you would be pissed off. But guess what? You could always make 500 more. It might take you a while, but you have the ability to do it. You do not get back your time. Once you lost the time, you don't get a second of it back. 2025 came and left. Time is your most valuable asset, and you do not have as much time as you think. You are getting older, not younger, and you will never be this age in this moment again, and eventually you will run out of time. I don't have to convince you how quickly time is moving, because you can see this for yourself in your own life. Let me ask you, how many times a day, be honest, do you look at the clock and say to yourself, wow, it is 7:51 a.m. Wow. Next week is March 2026. Wow. I cannot believe I am 35 years old. Or insert your age there. If you're anything like me, you do that every day. So you already see for yourself how quickly time is moving, and you still make the choice to waste your valuable, precious time. You do not have as much time as you think you do. You are going to have to change that, and quickly. One of the toughest reality pills that I had to swallow on my own glow up journey. This is gonna bruise some of y'all's ego, but hold on tight. Your life and the direction it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. Your life and the direction it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. For those of you guys struggling financially, your finances are a direct reflection of the choices that you make. When I heard that, my ego shattered. For the longest time, I used to believe that the reason I lived paycheck to paycheck was just because I didn't make enough money. Failing to realize the reason I was living paycheck to paycheck was because I was always living above my means. I bought cars I couldn't afford, and I was in houses I couldn't afford. It was my fault, and my finances were a reflection of the choices I made. Now, some of y'all are gonna say, Jazz, I hear you, but times are really hard, okay? I can't afford to live with these prices. How is that my fault? I'm gonna tell you how it's your fault. Ladies, I'm saying this with love, but it is the truth. Times have been hard. True or false? Rent prices, gas prices, food prices have been on the rise for years. This is not new. And every day you make the choice to do nothing about it. Because you could have launched your ebook 6 months ago. You would be making sales today. You could have started that YouTube channel 4 months ago. It could be monetized today. You could have started that TikTok last month. You would be building your community today. And what did we say? Our community, our viewers, our subscribers, our commenters. Those are the people who buy our products. But every day you make the choice not to. You choose to complain. You choose to vent. You choose to throw pity parties for yourself. You choose to distract yourself. You choose to procrastinate. You choose to make excuses. You choose to do all of the things except the one thing that will change your entire life, which is start. You refuse to start. You refuse to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone that is destroying you and start. That is going to have to change. And listen, I'm not perfect at all. The version of me that you guys see today is a reflection of the changes and the choices that I have made. I am nothing like who I used to be a few years ago, not even close. Complete 180. I used to be 100 pounds heavier. And I used to make excuses for why I was so obese. I would say things like, oh, well, I just have a slow metabolism, it's not my fault. Oh, I have thyroid problems, so it's not my fault. And so I would yo-yo diet. I would lose 20, gain 40. Lose 50, gain 70. And it was a toxic cycle over and over and over again for about a decade. Lose, gain, lose, gain, lose, gain. I could never keep it off. I had to change my relationship with food, and I had to let go of my excuses, and I had to do something different. I told you guys the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. It was evident I didn't know what I was doing when it came to weight loss. So I decided to do something different this go around. I hired a personal trainer. I got around someone who knew more than me, who taught me what I didn't know. He's still my personal trainer today. I lost 100 pounds that go around, and I have kept it off for 3 years. How did that happen? Because I let go of the excuses and I changed my ways. I had to accept that I will never be able to eat the way that I used to eat. If I want to keep the weight off, I had to change. A lot of times we hang around people who are just like us, and then that's why you can't get things done, because you're trying to do something different than your environment. My whole family is obese. I had to get around people who prioritized health and wellness, like my personal trainer. And I lost the weight, and I kept it off. I used to procrastinate. My motto was, why do today what I can put off till tomorrow? In other words, I'll start later, but later never showed up. I used to live in fear. I used to be scary as hell. Well, what if this? What if that? What if this happens? Notice the fear that we hold on to. These aren't even things that have happened. These are things that we're thinking about. And it's always worst case scenario. You notice that? The fear that you have that hasn't even happened, but you have convinced yourself that it will. Why? Why can't your brain go, what if I post the content and my platform grows? What if I launch my product and I make money? What if I do the thing I said I wanted to do and it works? Why can't we think in that sense? Why is it always worst case scenario? Make it make sense. You are holding on to things that haven't even happened and convincing yourself it will. You can't see the future, but you think you can. I used to be my biggest bully to myself. The things I used to say to myself was absolutely disgusting. You know, I used to call myself stupid all day. Let me ask you, how was I going to be a successful entrepreneur when I'm calling myself stupid? I wasn't. I had to change. Ladies, let me tell you this. Your internal world always reflects your external world. If you got chaos going on mentally, I know for a fact your life is chaotic as hell. I don't even have to know you. I can just listen to the things that you say, and I can already make an assessment. Okay, she's got chaos going on in her real life, because that's what you got going on in here. If you disrespect yourself internally, I know for a fact you have people in your life who disrespect the hell out you. But that's how you treat yourself. That's got to change. If you talk to yourself horribly, you're going to have to change that. If you wouldn't say that to a child, you shouldn't be saying it to yourself. It's unacceptable. Put some respect on your name. One of the biggest distractions that I struggled with in my own journey was alcohol abuse. And I told you I started that toxic ass habit when I had that toxic ass job. And you would have thought that once I quit the job, the alcohol abuse would have just went away. No. Let me tell you what I learned. Your problems, ladies, don't just fix themselves. No, they don't. If you don't fix them, they just get worse over time. See, at least when I was at work, I couldn't be drunk for 8 hours because I had to work. Well, I quit during COVID. Everything is shut down. I'm at home. I have nothing but time to drink. So it just got worse. I quit my job on a whim. I didn't have any money saved up. I had just bought a house 6 months prior. Hadn't even been in the house for a whole year yet before I quit, but I was getting fed up. I had been there for 6 years. I was turning 30 in a few months, and I was like, I'm not taking this bullshit into my 30s. I'm quitting. Plus, I believe God told me to quit. I had been begging him for this opportunity, and it finally came, so I quit. And my plan was I was gonna live off of my stimulus for a few months. Now, granted, I don't have kids, so I didn't have that much stimulus in the first place. I had about $2,000 to my name. That was not gonna get me far because my mortgage was $1,900 a month. But my plan was to kind of live off of that. My business will grow, and then my business can just take over from there, and it'll all work out. Fuck it. So I quit. Now I'm at home doing all the things that you probably do, trying to make it all make sense. Digital products, monetization, content, platforms, and algorithms. I'm watching the lives, I'm archiving the YouTube videos, just trying to do the thing. But I'm getting pissed off and I'm getting stressed because it's not working. My platforms aren't growing and nobody's buying my stuff. And I'm running out of money. I told you the worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. I convinced myself that I was being productive and doing all that I can, but in reality, I wasn't because I was always drunk. But I also had a lot of ego back then, and I could not say that it was my fault. It was always everyone else's fault and everything else's fault, but it was never Jasmine's fault because Jasmine is perfect as is. So it's not my fault, it's YouTube's fault. It's not my fault, it's Instagram's fault. Then I'm getting pissed off at God because I'm like, God, you told me to quit. I quit and I'm running out of money. I had already made a payment arrangement with my lights. My bill was $700. And if I didn't pay the bill on that date that we set, they were cutting them off. There was no more arrangements to be made. I already missed one mortgage payment. If I miss another, they're gonna start trying to foreclose on a house I hadn't even been in yet for a whole year. I'm stressed and I'm pissed, but I had too much ego and I did not want to admit to myself that it's my fault. Absolutely not. I didn't want to say out loud that I have a drinking problem and I'm the reason why. No. The guilt, the shame, the embarrassment. No. So I just continued to lie to myself some more. Then I convinced myself that as long as I don't drink before 11 a.m., then I'm not an alcoholic. Because in my mind, alcoholics, they start their day with alcohol. So even though I'm drinking all day, every day, as long as I don't start my day with liquor, then I don't have a problem. There's nothing to talk about. What? I told you, the worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. But you get to a point where you can't keep running from you. Eventually, you're going to hit a brick wall. And eventually, God is going to force you to listen. I believe that God is within us. So I have God within me. You have God within you. Those ideas that we get, that's God talking to you, telling you, try this, do it this way, post this. That intuition, that gut feeling that we get, that's God trying to warn you of something. But notice how a lot of times we spend more time trying to avoid listening to God, so we'll distract ourselves to avoid listening. See, we say that we listen to God. That's what we say. It sounds good in conversation. It sounds good on paper, but actions speak louder than words. If you truly listen to God, then let me ask you, how many times did God give you an idea and you didn't even try it? If you listen so much. If you listen so much, let me ask you this. How many times did you go against your gut feeling just to find out later that you were right? Exactly. We try our hardest not to listen, so we'll distract ourselves to avoid listening. But eventually, He is going to make you listen. And I'll never forget, I was sitting on my bed crying. And I was like, I'm about to lose my house. They're about to take my house. And I don't know what to do. And God was like, Jazz, what are you doing? You have been begging me for a business for years. Which is true. I had been. He said the opportunity is right in front of you and you're wasting it. So what are you going to do? Are you going to keep doing what you've been doing, which is a whole bunch of nothing? Or are you going to fix it? Are you going to change? I decided to fix it. I decided to change. I decided to stop drinking. Haven't had a drink in almost 5 years. I will never touch alcohol again. I am done. And since I decided to change, my whole life began to change. I started posting content consistently. My platforms finally started growing. I started making sales. All because I decided to change. I started saying nice things to myself. Things I never used to say. I was telling myself, I'm smart. Wow, Jazz, you're really doing this. You're amazing. I never used to talk to myself like that. For the first time in my life, I'm starting to feel good about me. I'm starting to have confidence in myself, all because I decided to change. See, what a lot of people fail to realize, and what I didn't realize back then, was this. In order to get something, you are going to have to give up something. In order to get something, you got to give something up. You can't have both. In order for me to get the business that I had been begging God for years, I had to give up excuses. I had to give up procrastination. I had to give up fear. I had to give up limiting beliefs. I had to give up negative self-talk. I had to give up distractions. I had to give up alcohol. But when I gave those things up, God opened the floodgates of heaven for me. He gave me everything I asked for and more. See, I had just asked God to help me make $60,000 a year to replace the job. And I even started negotiating that. I said, Lord, if you can help me make $45K a year, I'll make it work. I'll cut the cable off. Just help me get out of this job, please. Girl, God gave me 6 figures. I asked God for 1K Instagram followers. I thought that'd be pretty cool because I don't even know 10 people. So I was like, if I can get 1,000 people to follow me, what? God gave me 100,000 Instagram followers. I asked God for 5K YouTube subscribers. I don't know, I thought that'd be pretty cool. God gave me 30,000 YouTube subscribers. I asked God for a little bit of confidence so I could stop crying all the time and feeling sorry for myself and hating the life that He gave me. God gave me a lot of confidence. There's nothing I don't think I can't do. I keep all of the promises that I made to myself. I can't even remember the last time I cried. All because I decided to change. See, who I was back then didn't align with who I wanted to be. I wanted to be the woman who was running her business and confident and who loved herself, who followed through with the things that she said she was going to do, who knew how to cut people off who were toxic and draining her, who knew how to set priorities and boundaries for herself, and who didn't care what people thought. I wanted to be that version, but who I was back then didn't align with this version today, and I was not going to become this version until I changed that. See, this version of me was already there. I was more than capable, but I was buried under the fear, the excuses, the limiting beliefs, the procrastination, the lack of boundaries. And until I changed who I was not going to become this version. See, we delay our own blessings. That's the truth. Because God heard you loud and clear. He knows what you want. You have told Him time and time and time again, and He is ready to give you every single thing that you ask for on a silver platter times 1,000. But you delay your own blessings because you refuse to change. And the problem is, He gives us free will. So you can do whatever the hell you want to do. He's not going to stop you. If you want to waste 5 more years, He will let you. If you want to waste 20 more years, He'll let you. Some people never get all their blessings because they refuse to change. But when you do change, when you do listen and become obedient, He gives it all to you. More than you could have ever imagined. All because you decided to change. And sure, maybe change is hard. Okay. Maybe change is hard. Fine. But the life that you're currently living is hard. Crying every day because you are unhappy with the way things are going, because you are stressed, is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Knowing deep down inside that you are worth so much more than the life you are currently living is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Going to a job that drains you overworks you and underpays you is hard. I have been there. I've done that. I know. I've lived both hards. And I will always choose this one. Because at least this hard comes with peace. This hard comes with freedom. This hard comes with purpose. This hard comes with happiness. This hard comes with confidence. This hard comes with income. I keep telling you, there's no limitation on your greatness except the limitation that you put on yourself. And if you even thought the thought, that's because you can. If you even had the idea to create content, that's because you can. If you even had the idea to start a business, that's because you can. If you even had the idea to start losing weight, that's because you can. God would not give you an idea that you could not do. But in order to get it done, you are going to have to change. You are going to have to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone and try something different today. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is stressing you. It is making you miserable. It is keeping you frustrated and resentful. It is keeping you depressed, and it is slowly killing you. That comfort zone is causing you heartache. You are going to have to change. For those of you guys who want to change, then I want to help you. Now, I can only help people who want it. I can't help people who don't. If you are 1000% happy with your life and the direction it's going in, then fine, keep doing what you're doing. If you like it, I love it. If it's not broke, then don't fix it. But if you're not 1000% happy and you want to fix it, then I want to help you change. Inside Glowup Academy, I'm going to teach you how to start your online business from scratch. Every single thing that you need to be successful is inside of Glowup Academy. If you want to monetize your platform so you get paid for views and creating the content itself, fine, I'll teach you. All of my platforms are monetized. If you want to sell your own digital product, whether you want to do an ebook or e-course, or maybe you want to do a private community, fine, I'll teach you. It's all inside Glowup Academy. We'll build it together. Maybe you do want to go live on TikTok, like how I do, how my students do, how thousands of other creators do. Fine, I'll teach you. It's all inside of Glowup Academy. Every single thing that you need for your online business is all inside of Glowup Academy. But not only am I going to teach you how to build your online business from scratch, I'm also going to teach you how to build you. Inside Glowup Academy, you and I are going to build your confidence together. Inside Glowup Academy, you and I are going to build your consistency together. Inside Glowup Academy, you and I are going to build your discipline, your accountability together. Inside Glowup Academy, you and I are going to start making you a priority in your own life so you actually get it done. Glowup Academy is the space where not only do you grow your online business, you also grow yourself. so that you can finally be the woman that actually follows through. No more starting and stopping. I'm not going to let you give up on yourself like you keep doing. Together, you and I are going to change so that you can finally get the results that you've always wanted. Now, before I let you join Glowup Academy, it's a couple of things. First thing, I only let 10 people in at a time because, believe it or not everybody has the same path. Some people have a product, no audience. Some people have an audience, no product. Some people have a million ideas, we gotta lock in on one. I told you guys earlier, money flows where energy goes. And so you're running with all the ideas that God gave you, but you're spreading yourself too thin and nothing's getting off the ground because you're not focusing on one thing. So together, you and I will choose your most favorite idea and we'll build that. And then once that one is flourishing, then we'll reach back into the pile and pull up another one. Some of you guys have no clue what you want to do, and that's fine. We'll figure it out together. And some of you guys don't necessarily want to start a business right now. There are other things that you want to do. Maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you want to start prioritizing yourself. Maybe you want to set boundaries for your life. Whatever it is, I can help you. I have just noticed having more than 10 people join at one time overwhelms me because I want to make sure I'm able to pour into you guys the way that you deserve. That's why I cap it at 10. And also understand too, what works for one person may not work for another. So I like to spend a lot of time learning more about you to figure out your routines, and we rebuild everything together, step by step. We start slow and compound over time as you get more and more comfortable, okay? Something else too, I'm gonna set a timer for 10 minutes because I only wanna help people who want it. The woman who knows that she wants to change, that's who I'm here to help, right? So when that timer goes off, I'm gonna take the link down and you will not be able to join until I'm ready to accept more people. So don't overthink like you always do because you already know overthinking gets you nowhere. It keeps you stuck in the same exact cycle that you've been stuck in. And deep down inside, I don't have to convince you. You already know I can help you. That's why you're still here. Otherwise you would have left. So just move because time is important. Okay? One final thing before you guys join. Glowup Academy is lifetime access. So once you're inside forever. You and I will always be locked in. You always have access to our live coaching calls. We go live inside of there. You will always have access to ask me any questions that you have. There's an inbox in there and I respond to all of my students and I check in, make sure you guys are doing what we outlined and all the things. This is how you don't give up on yourself because I'm always on you. You will also always have access to all of the information that I put inside. These platforms are always changing, algorithms change, sales strategies change, right? So I'm always updating stuff, so you always have access to that, okay? Because you'll always have access, it's lifetime access. Glowup Academy is $597, and it's worth every penny. Women join at $597 every day. However, I'm gonna take the price down because you guys were present. You listened, you took notes, you asked questions, and most importantly, you said you were gonna execute, right? So because of that, I'm going to take the price down. The lifetime access price will stay marked down for the next 10 minutes. However, once that timer goes off, the price goes back up to $597. So this is why I keep saying, stop overthinking because you already know what you wanna do. Do not message me after I get off live and ask me to take the price down because you chose to overthink, because I'm not. Women do that every day, and they still end up paying $597 because they chose to overthink while we were on live. So don't do that. Just move, okay? Time is of the essence. I'm gonna start with TikTok. I'm gonna show TikTok how to do it. YouTube, y'all's instructions are a little bit different, so just hang tight. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in, you guys are gonna come to my profile picture and come to my profile. Now, TikTok, this TikTok, turn your phone into an ATM. Y'all are on my main account. This is my backup. So the profile does not look like this, but the link is still the same, okay? You guys are gonna click where it says stand.store. And here we go. Become the woman who actually follows through. It has been marked down from $597 to $249, and it will stay $249 for the next 10 minutes, okay? Scroll down, feel free to read my reviews, I do not mind. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address. This is critical, you guys. The email address that you put in is where everything is going. all right? So please make sure you quadruple check, because sometimes the autocorrect will mess up some letters and then you won't get the email, all right? So please make sure you guys quadruple check that before you hit the button. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break the payment up, and then click Start My Glowup. Within 30 seconds tops, really more like 10 seconds, but give it 30 seconds, you'll be receiving the very first email from Stan, okay? If you did not get that email, let me know, and we will fix it right here on this live. So do not leave my live until you confirm that you received everything and that you are fully inside of Glowup Academy, okay? Please don't leave until you confirm that. Again, I'm gonna show you guys again. Click on my profile picture up at the top, come to my profile, and then click this button that says Stan.store. And it'll take you right to where you need to be. YouTube, y'all's instructions are a little bit different. Let me pull y'all up. You guys are going to leave my live. You're gonna come to my YouTube channel, and you're gonna click right here where it says Stan.store. And then here you go. Become the woman who actually follows through. Okay? And it's marked down to $2.49. Feel free to scroll down, read my reviews, I don't mind. Enter your name, quadruple check your email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna, and then click the blue button that says Start My Glowup. All right? Like I said, the very first email comes from Stan. The second email that you're gonna be getting comes from me. It says Jasmine Spencer, that is me. And in that second email, you will see a yellow button that says Join Now. I need you to click it and confirm to me while we're on live that you are fully inside of Glowup Academy, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and start our timer. Now, once you are inside, let me pull it up. There's a message icon here. So this is inside Glowup Academy. This is the home page. There's an inbox icon here. I respond to all of my students. When I get off of this live, so in about 10 minutes, I'm gonna be sending you a message. I wanna know more about you, what you're struggling with, what are your ideas, what do you think is preventing you from getting things done? Because we're going to fix it, okay? I need you to respond to my message so that I know what I'm helping. I can't help if I don't know what needs fixing, all right? Sometimes you guys join right away because you wanna get in on the markdown, but then you leave. Before, maybe you're at work, you gotta do something with your kids, that's fine. I need you to promise me that before you go to sleep tonight, that you respond to my message, because I can't start creating a routine for you if I don't know what's wrong, all right? We're gonna crawl before we walk, so I wanna make sure that we're taking baby steps to get to your goals. But we can't do that if you don't respond to me. So please make sure you respond to my message, okay? All right, the timer has started. I see some of you guys have joined. Give me 1 second. I'm about to start sending out that second email now. Like I said, the first email is coming from Stan, you guys, and the second email is coming from me, Jasmine Spencer. Because Glowup Academy is lifetime access, I need you to enter in with that second email from Jasmine Spencer, okay? All right, where are we at? Aguirre, can you check your email for me, please? And please make sure you guys actually go inside. So not only confirm that you received your email, but actually enter inside of Glowup Academy, okay? And hold on. Aguirre and Amy. Aguirre and Amy, please, I just sent both of you guys the second email. Please make sure you guys confirm that you received those, okay? All right, so we have a few minutes left to lock in. Let's do a few affirmations while I wait for you guys. I have the strength to overcome any setbacks. I have the strength to overcome any setbacks. Amen to that. And this is why I keep telling you, it's unfortunate that we don't realize how resilient and how strong we really are. It amazes me how we'll look at the things that we've overcome and we'll be like shaking our head like, wow, I can't even believe I overcame that. Yeah, but then you second guess your ability to start an online business. It's crazy. You second guess your ability to post content that people will actually enjoy. You second guess your ability to be yourself. It's amazing how we let fear make us feel less than what we really are. Even though you have proof within your own life that you are more than capable. But this is why I stress the importance of building confidence, because without confidence, you have nothing. Confidence is who you think you are. And unfortunately, a lot of times we get into this mental space where we don't think we're worthy, we don't think we're good enough, but that's because you don't have anyone in your corner backing you up, supporting you, reminding you of your greatness, right? And the worst lies are the lies we tell ourselves. So we tell ourselves we don't need help, we got it under control, but the proof is in the pudding. And if you were to be honest and ask yourself, do you have it under control? Are you getting things done? Are you getting the results that you want? And that's all the answer you need. So then the question becomes, well, then what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep complaining and venting and throwing pity parties and making excuses? Or are you going to do something different? It doesn't make you less than a woman because you need help. Time and time again, I tried to lose weight all on my own. Oh, I can do it. I don't need a personal trainer. I don't need anyone to help me. I can do it by myself. But time and time again, I wasn't doing it. How was it that once I hired a personal trainer, now I lost 100 pounds and have kept it off for years? How? Because I decided to do something different. And I recognized I don't know everything. And there's nothing wrong with getting help. Okay, let me check. Make sure you enter, okay? Okay, I see you. You entered, so you are good to go. We got 4 more minutes left. Give me 4 minutes, I'm gonna start sending out those messages, okay? Next one. I take action towards my goals every day. Good morning. I take action towards my goals every day. And if you're not, that's the problem. You're not even willing to do 20 minutes. You're not even willing to do 30 minutes because you'd rather be on social. You would rather watch movies and then have the audacity to complain about why you're not getting sales. Well, that's a choice. You're not even willing to put in 20 minutes. Because if you were, it would be getting done. I am deserving of every bit of love, joy, and positivity that comes my way. I am deserving of every bit of love, joy, and positivity that comes my way. Hold on. Chrissy, can you check your email for me? And make sure you receive the second email from Jasmine Spencer. I'm still waiting on 2 people to actually join the community. Okay. We have a few more minutes. Let me show you guys again. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in, you can click on my profile picture up at the top twice. Come to my profile. Remember, y'all are on my main one. So this is the backup one, but the link is still the same, stan.store, okay? YouTube, you guys have to leave my live. You guys are gonna come to my YouTube channel and then click on the link right here that says stan.store. And then here we are, become the woman who actually follows through, and it's marked down to 2:49 for the next minute and a half. Scroll down, feel free to read my reviews, I don't mind. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address. You guys, the email you put in is where it's going. And then you can use Afterpay or Klarna to break that payment up, start my Glowup, okay? And within 30 seconds, you should be receiving that very first email from Stan. Make sure you guys follow me so you do not lose me. They do steal my videos and make fake accounts, and they're gonna turn around and message you trying to hoodwink, bamboozle, and finesse. So, especially on TikTok. So please beware. Is anyone else about to lock in before I take the price back up? We have 30 seconds left. And for those of you guys who are on the fence, let me just say this. One thing I know about humans is this. Once I end this live, my voice slowly starts to fade. And the things that I said to you slowly goes away. And you slowly re-enter back into what's normal, your comfort zone. Talking about what you're going to do later, watching more lives and watching more YouTube videos, but not actually doing any of the things that's going to change your life for the better. The opportunity is right here in front of you. You say you want it, but your actions say otherwise, okay? So remember that. Okay, hold on, let me refresh my page. Okay, you are inside. Chrissy, I'm just waiting for you. Okay, that was our timer. Chrissy, I'm just waiting for you to enter. I like to make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be before I leave up out of here. And you guys will be receiving a message from me inside of Glowup Academy within the next few minutes. Chrissy, not sure what live she's on, YouTube or TikTok. Okay. All right, Chrissy, I see you. You were inside. Okay, perfect. Thank you, everybody for hanging out with me. I truly enjoyed you. For those of you guys who did decide to take action, I'll be sending you a message within the next few minutes. For those of you guys who didn't, that was your choice. I'm glad everything is working out for you the way that you want it. Make sure y'all follow me and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Have an amazing rest of your Tuesday. Bye, YouTube.